Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of United Talks Live, United Talks Podcast. And we are going to be talking about a whole lot of things. We're going to be talking about a lot of transfer news. We have a fully loaded day today. We can't afford to take anything for granted. We just have to kind of, break everything down one step at a time. We have a whole lot to talk about, like I said, and everything in between. The fallout from Ruben Amorim's press conference, transfer news, transfer news and everything in between. Thank you so much for joining. Thanks so much for liking, sharing, and subscribing. If you haven't already, please do like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't have to miss anything as it relates to Manchester United. Anyway, like I said, we have a fully loaded day today, full of news and stuff. We have the stuff about Vinny Junior being interested. Being of interest to Manchester United. We have the Karim Adeyemi update. And then we have a few other things. Angelo Stiller, being of interest to Man United. Ederson, full list of players who are basically on the bomb squad for Man United. We also have the situation with all of the other things that are going on at Man United. We have transfer targets as well. We also have, updates on Man United rebuild. We also have the interest in, like I said, Karim Adeyemi, another player, Jacquet, Bouaddi, Gallagher, Bayindir, and more. Plus the reaction of reports involving Angelo Stiller and the Bundesliga controversy with regards to him playing on Wednesday night and being a victim of bullying. And we have also Oliver Glasner's comments on Bryan Mbeumo and Man United players. So, without further ado, let us ride through. ITN is in the chat also, so join in. Obviously, as you can see, I've tried to put on the chat here, so everybody can take part and see all the questions that were going on and all that. So ITN is in the chat. Question. ITN is saying, give us a question you are feeling is important. Yep, that's what he's saying. So put it in the chat. Let's keep the conversation going. So let's keep it going. Basically, like I said, today we have a fully loaded show. We have to do this in an hour or thereabouts. So let's keep it going. Anyway, so the first news we have that we're going to talk about is Vinny Junior. So we're going to talk about Vinny Junior. There's a whole lot, being going around with that news, and so there were so many outlets talking about it, and I just had to pick one. And it was Hard Tackle. Manchester United contact Vinny Junior over a 2026 move. This is as of today, basically in the early hours of in the last hour. Pretty much what it is. Manchester United are reportedly hoping to sign 25-year-old Brazilian midfielder, Brazilian international Vinny Junior from Real Madrid. Vinny Junior has been linked with a move away from Real Madrid in recent weeks, according to reports from Cut Offside. So make of it what you will. Manchester United have established contact with the Brazilian attacker's entourage, and it will be interesting to see if they decide to move for him in the coming weeks. I'm not feeling this. I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think. The 25-year-old has not been his best this season. Yeah, he's been a bit up and down. Vinny Junior is elite level, top tier. Would love to see him in a United shirt. I will not be against that, but that's like spending a whole lot of money and bringing him to Man United and the Premier League where the scrutiny is crazy. Vinny has helped Real Madrid win several major trophies, and he knows what it takes to compete at the highest level. That's their opinion. I'm a bit iffy on this one, because we're going to spend almost about 200 million. Real Madrid are not easy to deal with, man. He could be the ideal acquisition for the Red Devils. The South American attacker is capable of operating anywhere across the front three and could add a new dimension to United's attack going forward. That's not a lie. I'm not opposed to the Vinny Junior deal. No, not for no reason at all. I'm not opposed to the Vinny Junior deal. The opportunity to move to the Premier League could also be exciting for him. It remains to be seen whether he's prepared to take up a new challenge. Meanwhile, Manchester United have already invested a lot of money into the attacking unit this year, and it is clear that they need to improve other areas of the squad as well. It will be interesting to see if they are ready to break the bank for the Brazilian. Unfortunately, you got to pay out your ass. Yeah, you got to pay out to get these players in top tier. It is what it is. I agree. Now, this is the question that Hatakul is putting forward for us, saying, can Man United sign Vinny Junior? Vinny Junior will be out of contract for Real Madrid in 2027. Maybe that's the only situation where you say, okay, Man United can sign Vinny, so let's take full advantage of that opportunity and all. But apart from that, if you tell me today that, oh, you want Man United to sign Vinny Junior, no. It's going to be, we need to even do better. And ITN has put up a very interesting comment in the chat saying our scouting should be finding the next unknowns, the next unknown Vinny. The scouts never learn anything. I don't think that they're not learning. I think they're doing it, but in a more measured way, if I'm to put it correctly. In a more measured way, they're doing their job. But the truth is, we can only kind of speculate, we can only kind of assume things, we can only kind of try to draw comparison and try to measure our stats and an analysis in all of that. But it remains to be seen what the target will be, what the idea will be with regards to the Vinny situation. So 25-year-old is very much at the peak of his career and he could improve with coaching and experience, and he could assist Man United if they manage to get the deal done. How could he improve with coaching and experience when he's at the peak of his career? When he's at the peak of his career, he's not supposed to be at the point where he could change anything other than just add something. Just like you telling me with coaching and experience, you improve Bryan Mbeumo. Bryan Mbeumo is an improved player. We could all tell that he's an improved player. And like, there's nothing to improve in Bryan Mbeumo. Like, what do you want to improve? Like, you want to improve the player? You want to improve what? His ability to score. He's proven it several times. He's Premier League proven, and we know obviously that Man United are going for Premier League proven players and all of that. So yeah, I mean, it is what it is. It's one of those things where we have to just basically try to understand the idea behind going for a player like Vinny Junior. So yeah, I mean, let me know your thoughts and feelings in the comment section. It's one of those things where we have to just kind of make of it what we will. So yeah, he's of interest to Manchester City. Manchester City are the front runners, Chelsea are the front runners for him. We will see, we'll observe, and we'll make of it, like we'll make our thoughts known in regards to that. And that's that about Vinny. Now, the next one is obviously the full rebuild is happening now. The next one on our list, basically here, I'm done with Vinny now. And next one on our list now is Manchester United prepared to pay 30 to 40 million euros to sign Jeremy Jacquet. I have not found, or I've not seen, I can't come and tell you basically that Man United, that it is for certain that Man United are going to get Jeremy Jacquet. I mean, it's an assumption, but we can only make of it what we will. That's the most important thing I'll always tell you guys. Jeremy Jacquet is not someone I've seen to say, okay, I can make valuable comments on. ITN is saying that Bryan and these types are at level and age that coaching doesn't improve much. It's all about mental conditioning and finding consistency, lifestyle choices. Spot on. absolutely spot on with that. Lifestyle choices and everything in between makes the player who he is, or makes the player better. But you come and tell me, oh, he needs to be improved, and that's why it's they're just reports. You can only make of it what you will. Like I said, they are reports. Manchester United prepared to pay 30 to 40 million euros to sign Jeremy Jacquet. They're willing to fork out 30 to 40 million euros to win the race for the services of Stade de Rennes defensive sensation Jeremy Jacquet. According to reports from Court Offside, again, Manchester United are looking for more depth and quality at the back, and they have their eyes set on Jeremy Jacquet. The Red Devils are ready to pay 30 to 40 million euros to sign French defensive sensation as they look to beat the likes of Arsenal, Chelsea, and Tottenham Hotspur for his signature. Jacquet could end up. Jacquet has come up the ranks of Stade de Rennes. The youngster got promoted to the first team at the start of 2024-2025 season and has had an impressive loan spell at Clermont Foot last year. The 20-year-old centre-back has established himself as a key figure in the team. Jacquet has started all their Premier League fixtures this season. All their league fixtures this season. And his performance have not gone unnoticed. He is considered a special talent, and clubs in the Premier League are ready to snap him up. While the contract at Stade de Rennes runs until 2029, they could realize that he won't be around for too long. Yeah, Mainoo are believed to be the most serious suitors. The Red Devils are in desperate need to reinforce their backline. Ruben Amorim wants more depth and quality at the back as Harry Maguire's contract is running down. I can totally understand that. Lisandro Martinez has struggled to stay fit. I can totally understand that. The Red Devils have also been scouting Jeremy Jacquet for some time, and they have, just to answer your question, Vinny, ITN on Man United's scouting. They've been scouting this guy, according to Court Offside anyway. They've been scouting this guy for some time, and the youngster has shown maturity beyond his legs. Sounds very familiar from a certain player we signed from France in Leniero. Now, he's exceptional in the air, has got ball control and effectively play out from the back. Jacquet, I have no clue about. I can't lie. It's a good price if the scouts have worked out his potential. Yep. I don't know. Trust me, I don't know about this guy. I saw the news and I'm like, let's bring it, let's discuss it. But I have no clue. I have no clue who the guy is. I really don't know. I wish I did, but I have no clue who the guy is. But yeah. It is what it is. I'll just make of it what we will. We have to just kind of talk about these things, right? So, sounds like a Euro. Yeah, it's a Euro type player. Yeah. Sounds like going for French players, but then, he's 20 years, so he probably will be playing with Leniero at the under 21s for the French national team. Partnership. Wow. Okay. So now that we've talked about it, maybe we can just check the French under 21 team, and then we will now basically have a sense of an idea what the idea could be with trying to get a player like Stade de Rennes. Speaking of Rennes, they're actually currently playing against Meds, and they are winning 1-0 so far. 45 minutes, first 45 minutes, and all of that. So yeah, let me see if he's in the starting lineup for that game. Lineup for Rennes. Let's see, and they're playing away. That's the interesting part of this. Jeremy Jacquet for Rennes. Ooh, the guy is in the center of the back three. He's playing in the 3-5-2 formation, and he's in the center of the back three. That is super interesting. Bryan Mbeumo is there. Bryan Mbeumo. Is that Bryan Mbeumo? That's Bryan Mbeumo. That guy has been around for a while now. see, Bryan Mbeumo, he's played. Yeah. Let's look at his career. Sorry, I digressed a little bit. Bryan Mbeumo has played for Basel, Schalke 04, Bayern Mönchengladbach, played for Monaco, and now he's playing at Rennes. That guy. He's a Swiss international. He's played 82 times and scored 22 goals. A very strong, powerful player, and he's one that scored the goal for Rennes. Sorry, I digress. Anyway, like I said, he's playing at the center. He's wearing the numbers 97 shirt, playing at the center of the back three. He has completed the most passes, 43 in the match. Basically, in the first half alone. He even had a shot. Jacquet. Wow, maybe he's from the corner kick. It seems like a decent player, just looking off stats. And his stats are green, like super green. I mean, I'm using FOTMob here just so we all know. Basically, expected goals 0.68, expected goals on target 0.62, non-penalty goals 0.68, shots 7, shots on target 3 per 90. Yep, per 90. Passing 0.14, expected assists, successful passes 721. Passing accuracy 90%, 90.5. Accurate long balls 42. 90.5 is total. So let's look at per 90. Per 90 is not so green. So he's such a young player anyway. It's got 0.23 yellow cards per 90. Aero duels, amazing. He's good in the air. 72.5% per 90. Aero duels 1 percentage. Aero duels 1, 2.23 per 90. Duels 1, 66.7, which is also green per 90. Duels 1, 4.92 per 90. So he wins 4.92 duels per 90. Tackles 1.62 per 90. Fouls 1. I mean, he's been fouled almost one time every game. 5 touches. Some 5.15 touches per 90, 50% dribble success per 90. There's a whole lot. Chances created 0.38. Long ball accuracy 56.8% per 90. Accurate long balls per 90 is 3.23. I mean, like he's doing good. I'm not gonna lie. He's actually doing good so far. He started 13 matches, all 13 of Stade de Rennes matches, 1,170 minutes played, average rating of 7.0, 3 yellow cards. I mean, like, the guy's doing well. With regards to percentages, total touches 59%, 89% chance, 83% chances created, 55% aero duels won, shots attempts 64%. You know, the guy seems to be doing well. I'm not gonna lie. Goals 75%, defensive contributions 78%. If he can play as a right center back, and I mean as a center back, a right center back, and a right back. It's quite young. Okay, we shall see. I'll probably just kind of watch him and know where. Yeah, I know where he is and what level. But like I said, Man United is a different beast, right? Man United is a different beast. So Jacquet is of interest. Man United are believed to be the most serious suitors for him. The Red Devils have been scouting him. In simple terms, he's everything Amorim wants in a central defender. As a result, Manchester United are ready to meet the demands of the French club. The price tag could also prove to be the bargain if the 20-year-old lives up to expectations, if he's very athletic. Premier League trial to rival Manchester United. So that's where there's a challenge. While Manchester United are making moves to get ahead of the competition, Arsenal, Chelsea, and Tottenham Hotspur are still in the mix. The Gunners have been keeping tabs on Jacquet for a while. Their project seems to be the most exciting one at this point. However, Mikel Arteta already has plenty of options at the back, and Jacquet might not get enough game time there. Chelsea could also be an interesting option for him, as their entire project revolves around building a team with young talent. Chelsea have concerns about Tosin Adarabioyo and Trevor Chalobah's performances, while Wesley Fofana and Levi Colwill have struggled with injuries. Tottenham are also keen on signature, as they want to have a quality cover for the likes of Mikel van der Ven and Christian Romero. Jeremy Jacquet is a good player, but I don't know. He plays on the right side and plays at the center. So, and yeah. Anyway, I'm not going to make any assertion or anything whatsoever. We'll observe. And whenever anything breaks, we will let you know. Let's not dwell too much on this. Our next one is Karim Adeyemi. Karim Adeyemi is, as of the last hour, last couple of hours. We've talked about him on the channel multiple times, several times in the past and all of that, but Karim Adeyemi is of interest to Man United, but Borussia Dortmund reportedly demand around £75 million to sell to 3-year-old German international Karim Adeyemi amid links with Arsenal and Manchester United. For me, that's a no-go area. £75 million, too much, and that puts heaps loads of pressure on him, but it is what it is. According to an update from Turkish journalist Ekrem Kanor, Arsenal and Manchester United are interested in Karim Adeyemi. The two Premier League bigwigs are keen on the offensive units by signing versatile, overpriced. ITN is saying Karim Adeyemi is overpriced. Facts. For English Giants, the latest update has revealed more information on Bundesliga Giants, as they're demanding £5 million to part ways with Munich native. While Adeyemi is also a target for Inter Milan, he only wants a move to the Premier League. Meanwhile, the young wingers' talks with Borussia Dortmund over a new deal have stalled. He has struggled. We don't talk about all the news because they listed out everything. He's had issues with the manager currently. He made a significant progress since joining Borussia Dortmund from Red Bull Salzburg. Red Bull Salzburg. That's Christopher Vivell's territory, man. That's Christopher Vivell's territory. In July 2022, the 23-year-old took some time to get going, and he has come... Basically, he has come into his own since 24-25 began, and even though fitness issues plagued him during his campaign, that's pretty much what it is. Now, Premier League move on the horizon. Arsenal have joined the race for Karim Adeyemi. It's a winger. They need him more than we do need him. Will he play right wing back, left wing back, or attacking 10? Anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comment section. ITN has given his own thoughts. Karim Adeyemi is overpriced. What are your takes on this? Next one, there's no need to flog it. We basically will not go for him if we have to. We've done Karim, we've done Vinny. The next one is an interesting one. I'm gonna first start with that one, and then we're talking about signings anyway, and I need you guys to put in the comments. Atletico Madrid considers selling Conor Gallagher for 30 million euros. Good deal, needed, necessary. He's 26, I think 25. He's still he sounds like the profile of players that we would go for. Atletico Madrid reportedly demand 30 million euros to part ways with 25-year-old English international Conor Gallagher amid his links with Manchester United. According to reports from Spanish outlet Estadio Deportivo, Conor Gallagher is the subject of interest from Manchester United. The Red Devils are eager to bolster the first team squad by signing versatile midfielders in the next two transfer windows. So the 25-year-old Atletico Madrid star has emerged as a target for the struggling Premier League giants. Interestingly, Man United also wanted to sign the Englishman in the summer transfer window, and I need you guys to tell me, could he have made an impact in this squad if he was signed in the summer? Could he have made an impact in the squad? Could he have made an impact in the squad? Let me know in the comment section. However, Atletico Madrid rejected the Premier League's approach as Los Rojiblancos, the red Blancos, red and whites. Yeah, Rojiblancos. The red and whites did not want to part ways with Gallagher at the onset of 25-26 season, but they may finally relent. What? Relent next year? Having slapped a price tag of 30 million euros on the former Chelsea midfielder. ITN is saying Gallagher is exactly what the club go for. Cliff love these players. Cheap English, fill in the gaps. Yeah. That sounds like it. How has he done so far in the Spanish La Liga? He has made over 50 appearances for Atletico Madrid while chipping in with 6 goals and 6 assists. Yeah, he struggled basically in Spanish La Liga. I thought it was going to be where he's going to kind of make things like smoke it at La Liga and all of that. But yeah, Man United will be among the prospective suitors vying for the signature. So it's not like Man United are interested. It's just that Man United were interested in the summer. Now Man United are going to be a prospect for him. So it's not like basically 30 million euros. That's not bad. Trust me. That's not bad at all. 30 million euros for a midfielder like Conor Gallagher, that is absolutely not bad. It's something that we might, want to consider or think about or plan or whatever the case, man. Because I would have said, go for him. But, on the second thought, you have to now ask yourself certain questions like, is this what we want to be doing now? Is this what we want to be doing now? Is this the kind of player we want to be going for? Don't we want to go for something more than, just basically the regular players, cheap? I mean, we want top level players, we want high class players, high level players, and all of that. Basically, it's a cheapened version of McTominay ITN is saying he's like McTominay, just McTominay 2.0. I think, it is what it is. Anyway, we shall look at it and analyze it as we always do on this channel. Anyway, Casemiro is on the wrong side of 30, so we're looking at it as Gallagher is going to be our next defensive midfielder. Does he play defensive midfield or is it box to box? He looks like a box to box player for me, basically. It will be interesting to see anyway. It will be interesting to see with regards to where we go from there with regards to Conor Gallagher. 30 million euros. Guys, what do you guys think? 30 million euros, too much or too little? Next one is... Okay, we're done with Gallagher. Let's move on from Gallagher. Okay. Should I save the best for last? I'm about to save the best for last. Anyway, let's see. Let's save the best for last. I don't know what we tag as the best, but Baleba has got signed. Chat, let me know. Do you guys still believe in this whole Baleba thing? Because I'm seeing my United fans waver a little bit with regards to Baleba and their thoughts with regards to signing him, what the potential could be. I mean, what do you guys think about Baleba, man? Like, I think 12 games gone, we still getting subbed off in the first half or after the first half. It's raising concerns, man. It's giving me like, avoid. Let's look at let's just check his stats. Baleba. So Carlos Baleba so far this season, he has only played, I just talked about it, 695 minutes. And he started 11 games out of 12. Yeah. He seems to not be doing okay. Like, he's all yellow this season. All yellow and red. Poor. Oh, man. Recovery is 42. Good. Fouls committed 17. That's super high. Area doors 61.9. 13 aerial duels won in total this season, 12 interceptions, and the rest is all yellow. Dribble success 62.5. It's all yellow, and red. The rest. My guys, what do you guys think? We messed his head up and thought we will splash it from him, and out. From him, and now penny pinching owners are waiting as usual for a cheap deal. Yeah, ITN is, we wasted our time. We wasted time on trying to secure the deal for him, and now it's super interesting. Like, what do you guys think? Baleba, for me, I'm not sold again. I'm having doubts. His stats are poor. Touches 19%, shots attempts 56%, goals 33%, defensive contribution 61%, aerial duels won 72%, chances created 13%. I could understand what ITN is saying, basically based on the fact that it was a cheap deal, but yeah, man, Carlos Baleba. Okay, we shall see. Like I said, ITN is suggesting we sign Carlos Baleba. For me, I feel like we should have snapped up the deal last year and gone all out for him, even though I know Brighton had a role to play in this. He already kind of had his mind set to go, and then Brighton just kind of, made a mess of it and said it was hard. I'm sold. His stats are not good this season, but I mean what he's got in his locker. Yeah. Potential right now. If we're going to sign Baleba now, we're signing potential. It's like going to sign a 21-year-old. But now the price will now be the sticking point for this whole thing, because if Brighton still want to stick to their 100 million, then that's out there. I would rather we go for Anderson or Wharton, especially if we're going to see what Wharton plays against United. We've seen Anderson play against United and he kind of bust the midfield, so we shall see. Also, Manchester United are plotting a swoop. Man United in fierce battle to sign Lille star Ayoub Bouaddi. Man United are plotting a swoop for Lille's highly rated midfielder Ayoub Bouaddi, according to Tutto Juve. Now, it's all rumors. It's no news that United are eyeing major reinforcements in midfield, according to, having invested heavily in the attack this last summer. This is why numerous midfield names continue to surface. Okay, that's a very measured analysis, as United remain interested in Premier League trio Adam Wharton, Carlos Baleba, and Elliot Anderson, which we'll talk about in the next. Anderson and Wharton, are they United first or fans? Yeah, are they United first or fans first? Yeah, we'll talk about that. I saw something somewhere. I probably hope I remember it, but I'll remind me of this question again. Just put a pin on the question. We'll talk about it. Then I'll explain to you what I saw and then how we can break it down. As well as more recent interest in Conor Gallagher, according to reports. But the most recent midfielder linked with Old Trafford move is France's highly rated young star Bouaddi, who is also attracting interest from several clubs. Although he's only turned 18 at the beginning of October, the French youngster has amassed 70 senior appearances for Lille. Where do Lille fetch these players from? 18, and he's played 70 games and has been named in the starting lineup of 11 of 12 League One fixtures this season, with his displays drawing admiration from major European clubs. Now, according to Tutto Juve, Manchester United have entered the race to sign him and now plotting a swoop for the 18-year-old midfielder. This sounds like a Man United deal. Like, Man United will just go for him straight. With the contract at the start day, as Stade Pierre Mauroy set to run out in 2027, 2 more years. So there's a potential for him to leave in the summer with 1 year left on his deal. Leo have now set a valuation for the youngster of up to £35 million, with United now keen on the midfielder, who is expected to move next summer, according to reports. For next summer, we'll leave things for next summer and move on. He's a prospect. And yeah, now I'll tell you why this is news. Because I also saw something as to prospect. However, the Red Devils will now need to act swiftly to sign the Frenchman, as the Italian outlet claims that several top European clubs that can match his valuation include Paris Saint-Germain. Yeah, we're competing against these big guys. Real Madrid, Arsenal, Bayern Munich, AC Milan, Tottenham, Brighton, RB Leipzig. 8 clubs. They've expressed interest in the French under-21 star. So, if Man United are super interested and we want to go for this guy, I would suggest that we go through agent Lenny Euro, because same club, he's come to Man United, he understands what it means. But what kind of player is Bouaddi? We're going to look at him just quickly, just briefly. This is not the player analysis and all of that, but we're just going to look at him. Ayoub Bouaddi plays for Lille. He's 19, as I said. He wears the shirt number 32. Now, he plays as a defensive midfielder mainly. That's not bad. That's not bad. He's a defensive midfielder, and he also plays as central midfielder, but his primary position is defensive midfield. And like they said, 13 games, 12 started. Yeah, 13 games, 12 started. His ratings are not bad. He had a man of the match performance against Angers. And I mean, it's Angers. The rest, okay, played against Nice, did well. Meds, they won. Played 45 minutes. PAOK Thessaloniki, 29 minutes. This was 23rd of October. And yesterday, played against Dinamo Zagreb. Didn't play, 0 minutes. Paris FC played a 1-4-2, 90 minutes. Put in a 7.2 performance, according to FotMob. Yeah. And then he also played France against Faroe Islands. Let's see who's in that lineup. Boom. Like I said, agent Lenny Euro is in that lineup, and Ayoub Bouaddi was also in that lineup. Didn't start, but came on. Yep, let's look. Yeah, he came on. He was on the bench in that lineup. Yeah, it is what it is. I mean, he's a good player. Sounds like it, young player and all of that, but yeah. What can I say? It's one of those signings that Man United could be interested in, and then we're making something out of it. And yeah, so Man United in fierce battle to sign Lille midfielder Ayoub Bouaddi. So make of it what you will. We can actually talk about it from time, like talk about him. I've heard about the guy since last 2 weeks right now, and then had some conversations in some live chats, and we talked about it, and obviously it wasn't, there was no big deal, but people have gone to watch his highlights, and they've made their they've made their comments on him. ITN is saying 18-year-old Moroccan, he must be decent, reminds me of Hannibal. He carries hair like Hannibal, aggressive like Hannibal, has that statue of Hannibal. The young one in midfield we had, yeah, Hannibal Mejbri plays for Burnley right now, and he's really struggling. He literally had a fight with Casemiro on during the international break. He's really struggling currently, yeah, but it is what it is. Now we're shifting a little bit away. I think we've talked about Adeyemi, we've talked about Jacquet, we've talked about Gallagher, we've talked about Bouaddi. Let's talk about Bayindir before we now move on to the next, move away from transfers to only come back later. Besiktas, January move for Bayindir after Manchester United stopper loses starting role. While I was in the match preview, go watch it by the way when you're done with this video. While I was in the match preview for Palace, I noticed something, just doing my research and stuff, and I realized that Bayindir has played the same number of games versus, the same number of games as well as Senna Lamans this season, right? As well as Senna Lamans this season. They've both played 6 games. So let's just Altai. They've both played 6 games. We're going to try and do a kind of like a player comparison. Both. Yeah, so they've both played 6 games. The last game Altai Bayindir played, we lost 3-1 to he faced 24 shots, he's faced 24 shots this season, considered 11 goals this season. Expected goals on target faced is 10.29 this season alone. Then when we look at the next goalkeeper in that lineup, he has faced, remember we talked about 10 point something. He faced 11 shots. He faced 25 shots, considered 11 goals. Now, he's had similar numbers. His XG was 10.25 or something, right? Now we're looking at the same number of games, measuring against St. Lamans. St. Lamans has faced 22 shots. He has considered 8 goals. Bayindir has considered how many? 11. St. Lamans has considered 8. Expected goals on target faced 8.92. So Bayindir has obviously not done as good as St. Lamans. But it is what it is. Obviously, we shall basically... Now, ITN is saying Bayindir is now not happy to be number 2. So we need to let him go, but we first got to sort out who's on the bench. Yeah, we have... So, as far as goalkeeping is concerned, I am not worried at all. And I'll tell you why. We have a goalkeeper who is brewing in Bristol City, Radek Vitek. Radek Vitek is a tall goalkeeper, good. He's kept a couple clean. I think he's kept 8 clean sheets this season. So I'm not worried about. We could as well just bring back Radek Vitek. There's Adeyemi. Obviously, Tom Heaton is going to be gone at the end of the season. Obviously, he's 3rd choice right now. So I mean, we have Adeyemi, we have Radek Vitek, so I'm not worried about goalkeeping. Might as well just send Adeyemi on loan and still get another player, and then we'll still build from there. So Radek Vitek, yeah, we don't need to really sort out who's on the bench for that one. So let's just run through the Altai Bayindir news. Andre Onana returned to preseason with an injury, so Ruben had to make up his mind by starting Altai Bayindir ahead of time. But Besiktas identify Altai as a primary goalkeeper target for January. Now it's funny because what I'm seeing is something pretty interesting, and they had to chip it in because it involves Manchester United. Besiktas, who sacked Ole Gunnar Solskjaer earlier this season, are showing interest in Bayindir. Bayindir is Turkish, so he should be able to. The former Fenerbahce stopper has lost his place in United lineup. Tell me the news. I need to see the news. Since the beginning of the season, after previously playing his role at the back as a backup option to Onana, Bayindir failed to impress at the start of the season and was replaced by Lomond. Okay. Okay. According to Turkish outlet Fanatic, Besiktas have turned their attention to Altai Bayindir to address their problems between the sticks. Mert Gunok lost his place in the team and is expected to leave in January. However, Ersin Destanoglu has not been convincing since replacing him. The 27-year-old is believed to be Besiktas' main target in January, and that is Altai Bayindir. Altai Bayindir is under contract at Man United until 2027. January move will not be bad. How much do we want to get? Well, coming back to it, I know why I'm saying this. Because talk on goalkeepers, I'm actually appalled. Okay, ITN saying I'm actually applaud with Onana and what he did in his time. Yeah, bro. But he seems to be doing really well at Trabzonspor. Seems to be doing really well. He seems to be taking the leadership role in trying to. I mean, I think he's what does that make Inter Milan? Inter Milan, it's easy to handle the pressure there at Milan than here at Man United, man. Okay. So now, which brings me to, now we talked about, should I talk about it now? No, let me wait. The next one is obviously the bomb squad. I saw this news on X and I just had to take it, and we'll talk about each player and the potential. Now, this is breaking news according to The Sun and ESPN. And I'm just going to read the X post, and then we'll break it down as we proceed. Manchester United are, we're talking about the bomb squad now. Manchester United are preparing a major summer clear out. Chat, let me know in the comment section who you think should be gone. I know who ITN is going to mention, but let me know who you think should be gone. Man United are playing a major summer clear out with up to 11 players potentially being sold, including Captain Bruno Fernandes, to fund a full squad rebuild. It's tricky. United want to strengthen at wing back and bring in new bring in new central midfielder with targets including bringing a new central midfielder. We need two central midfielders, not one central midfielder. With targets including Elliot Anderson, Adam Wharton, Carlos Baleba, João Gomes, Angelo Stiller, and Conor Gallagher. Sancho and Rashford are a problem still. Yeah. Now, this is the list. ITN beat me to it, but we're going to talk about it. Players who could be sold. Now, the key word here is could. Could be sold. Bruno Fernandes, Kobbie Mainoo, Manuel Ugarte, Marcus Rashford, Rasmus Højlund, Casemiro, Jadon Sancho, Alta Bayindir, Joshua Zirkzee, Tyrone Malacia. The person who made this report is probably just saying stuff based on speculation, because let's analyze each player. Bruno Fernandes, he was already supposed to be going in the summer, but decided to stay to fight for Man United, which is an honorable feat. But there comes a time when you have to also think about the fact that there are certain times you have to just say goodbye. So Bruno Fernandes, let's see what he can achieve this season. I'm winking. Let's see what he can achieve this season. Again, wink again. Bruno Fernandes, yeah, let's see what I can achieve this season, still with a wink in my heart and my mind. Kobbie Mainoo, that's not happening. That's definitely not happening. It's just all rumors, and mark my words, he's not making the England squad. If he likes, let him go on loan. He won't make that England squad. Like, there are players already ahead of him. He should just calm down and graft it when he's given the opportunity to. He had the opportunity at Everton, and I'm not going to blame him because obviously there's so many factors surrounding that. So Kobbie Mainoo, no way. So how many players have we removed? One. Kobbie Mainoo. Manuel Ugarte, I've said this on the channel several times. Manuel Ugarte, this is the season for him to prove himself, and if he still hasn't proven himself, he's going to be sold. So it's a bit on the sold category. So we put Manuel Ugarte on the sold category. We put Bruno Fernandes potentially on the sold category this summer, obviously, or next summer. Kobbie Mainoo, not sold, so 2-1. Marcus Rashford, definitely sold, no issues. Yesterday we brought you news that PSG were interested in him for 50 million euros. Barcelona refused to secure the deal. I mean, he's less injury prone, so he could go there, put in some mature performances for them, help the young players and all of that. Yeah, ever since Manuel Ugarte, ITN is saying Ugarte seems just as lost as he was in PSG. I won't put it past him for that. Højlund, I think there's still something there, and our center forwards are not certified. I give him a chance if Napoli don't pay up. Yeah. I've always been a fan of Højlund just having an opportunity in the team. But yeah, it is what it is. Anyway, with regards to, so we've put Bruno on the sold side, Kobbie Mainoo on the not sold side, Manuel Ugarte on the sold side, Marcus Rashford on the sold side, so 3-1. Rasmus Højlund is a bit touch and go, and there's no middle ground, so yes, either sold or not sold. ITN is saying he'll give Rasmus Højlund a chance. Malaysia we'll come to Malaysia, then I'll read ITN's chat. So we have 3-1. Bruno, Manuel Ugarte, Rashford. Okay, so I'm going to put Rasmus Højlund on this old side because I think Amorim is done with him. Casemiro is definitely going, so we're not going to get any money from him. These 4 players I mentioned, Bruno will get money from, Ugarte will get money from, Rashford will get money from, Rasmus will get money from. So 4 players. Casemiro, contract's done at the end of the season. If he doesn't take a pay cut, he's gone. So 5-1. Jadon Sancho, the contract's done at the end of the season, and we're not renewing anything. It's gone. Okay, I'll come to ITN and I'll change my mind eventually. This is me just trying to speak based on what the fans are thinking and what, you know, the chat is thinking. So 5-1, Jadon Sancho is gone, no contract renewal. Harry Maguire, touch and go. He's been struggling with injuries of late, hamstring particularly. And when you start having hamstring injuries, it means those muscles are weak and you're aging and stuff. So Harry Maguire, touch and go, maybe 6, he's gone. Who else again? Bayindir, 7, he's gone. Maguire's contract ends at the end of the season, so he's gone if they don't renew. Bayindir, 7, gone. Tyrell Malacia, 8, gone. So we have, ITN is saying I don't want to sell Bruno and Mainoo. Obviously, Bruno, Mainoo, out of the 11, that makes it 9 players. So we have Manuel Ugarte, Rashford, Rasmus Højlund, Casemiro, Jadon Sancho, Harry Maguire, Bayindir. We didn't talk about Xerxes. We talked about Tyrell Malacia. We need legs and positioning of a common midfielder. Bruno will excel with this still, and Mainoo as well. Yeah, I can say Bruno will excel. Now, Xerxes, that's where I'm caught in the middle. Xerxes seems to be like a very good player. Seems to be that kind of player that can actually give you a good season if he has good rhythm. We talked about this yesterday and ITN on the chat, basically talking about just actually being the potential, like being good and all of that, but just not having much rhythm and stuff, which I can totally understand. But like I said, my only criticism of him is the fact that he needs to take his opportunity when it comes. So yeah, Xerxes, I'll put him in the no sale category. So that's 3 players to 8. Yeah, to 8. And of the 8, Casemiro's contract done at the end of the season. Jadon Sancho's contract done at the end of the season. Harry Maguire's contract done at the end of the season. Manuel Ugarte still got like a year or 2. Marcus Rashford will be sold. Rasmus Højlund be sold. Bayindir be sold. Tyrell Malacia be sold. Yeah, really interesting. We need legs. We need legs. I mean, I'll be shocked to see Tyrell Malacia play at some point this season, but we'll observe. Xerxes can stay, so stay on. I've seen enough. He's in a position in the whole of world football. Not much players are amazing. Yeah, he's a good position. He's unique in his skill set, and all of that. So we'll drift a little bit away from transfers and probably drift back. So we're going to talk about the Palace game. Not like I've done the match preview, but we're going to talk about like basically the comments from the Palace game. So we have Oliver Glasner singles out Bryan Mbeumo and 2 other Man United players after Crystal Palace comparison. Crystal Palace manager Oliver Glasner has made a powerful point about Bryan Mbeumo and 2 more Man United players at Old Trafford this season. Oliver Glasner's men will host the Red Devils on Sunday afternoon with the Premier League clash slated for 12 p.m. kickoff time in the UK at Selhurst Park. The 51-year-old Austrian coach shared his feelings on Manchester United on Friday in his pre-match press conference ahead of the weekend's encounter. Bryan Mbeumo has had a sensational impact at Man United at Old Trafford this season. After United signed the 26-year-old French-born winger in Premier League. The former Brentford ace has been a red hot form. Now, this is what Oliver Glasner had to say. Oliver Glasner oversaw Crystal Palace thumping a 4-0 victory over Manchester United at Selhurst Park in 2024 when Erik ten Hag was in charge. Yes, the 4-0, according to Oliver Glasner, was when Michael Olise and Eberici were still here, and Erik ten Hag was their manager, so it doesn't make sense talking about it. New teams, new manager there, he said at his press conference as per Crystal Palace's official website. I'll come to that. Erik ten Hag was later sacked as Man United manager during the 2024-25 Premier League campaign, and Ruben Amorim replaced the former Ajax boss at the club. Ruben Amorim, who arrived in the Premier League club in 2024, crossed paths with Glasner last season, and Palace defeated United 2-0 at Old Trafford in February. Fast forward to Palace's Premier League victory over United. Glasner is impressed with the signings of Bryan Mbeumo, Benjamin Sesko, and Mateusz Cunha, which we'll talk about because ITN has put in the chat. The 2-0 there at Old Trafford last season, yes, Ruben Amorim was already in charge of the team, but also their team changed, especially their attack, and that is what I am talking about. Glasner continued. They are okay, we need more goals, and then they invested 200 million pounds. Oh, they thought, okay, we need more goals, and they invested 200 million pounds and buying 3 players up front, and also players who can play very intense like we do. So comparison. For me, it's impressive to see, and we compared it, and now it's impressive to see, and we compared it, and now I think their work rate is much higher than it has been last year, and they get the reward. Oliver Glasner drops his verdict on Crystal Palace system versus Man United's tactics under Ruben Amorim. Okay, which one should I talk about first? Ruben Amorim's thoughts or Oliver Glasner's thoughts? Glasner first. Glasner and Man United manager have been compared over their similar playing styles, and the Eagles boss admitted that their respective systems do the same thing. Okay, it is really funny that sometimes we are talking about 3-4-3 system, and I think Man United and we have the highest XG, expected goals, in the Premier League. He continued. So what did he say? Glasner added, we play in the same system, so it looks like it is a good attacking system. And also, like we've showed, you can have a very good defensive structure in it. It is all about what you do with the system and how fluid. Glasner said this before. When I was comparing Glasner and Amorim, he said the same things. How fluid you are in your attack and how creative you are. Palace are 5th in Premier League table and 10th place, and 10th place United are 2 points behind the Eagles going to Sunday showdown at the Selhurst Park. Yeah. Now, what did Ruben Amorim say about Oliver Glasner? They tried to press him to say, oh, you guys play a similar system. Do you take inspiration from him? Do you take inspiration from what Palace are doing? Blah, 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 blah. And Ruben Amorim simply said, we play a different style of play. We play a different type of game. We play a different kind of game. We play something different to what Crystal Palace play. But they are doing something better than we are. So Palace is praising United for having a good attack. United are praising Palace for doing better than we are. So one of those things. Like I can't be bothered. I mean, I feel like Man United can win any team if we continue to put in that same intensity on our day. With regards to what ITN is asking, is Cunha back? Looks like a draw at best for us, I believe. But you are the king of predictions. No, I'm humble. Anyway, Matheus Cunha is missing this game. That's a certain fact. I put it out in the presser review show that I did earlier today, a few hours ago, and I said Cunha is out. Cunha is out. Like, he's out for this game. He's back for the West Ham game. So let's just hope that Man United does something different. Now, which brings me to this next news report. Then we talked about Glasner. Like I said, we'll come back to transfers, and that is, we'll talk about Angelo Stiller, and so just hold on. We'll talk about Angelo Stiller and Ederson. But let's not forget, obviously, that Man United go into this game without Cunha and Sesko, two attacking threats. But let's also talk about them. And this is an opinion piece by Adnan Riaz on United in Focus. Says, forget Cunha, Ruben Amorim cannot repeat the same Man United versus Everton decision for Crystal Palace match. We'll talk about that. I've done my predicted lineups, and I'm going to change it now that Cunha is injured. And I think I know where this, I've not read it, we're reacting to it live together, but I think I know where this conversation is going. Manchester United manager Ruben Amorim still has one ace in his hole that he can turn to for Crystal Palace match on Sunday in the absence of Matheus Cunha. Matheus Cunha was ruled out of action for Man United's 1-0 defeat to Everton at Old Trafford on Monday, and has suffered a knock in training. Red Devils struggled with that 26-year-old Brazilian international's influence earlier this week, with 10-man Everton overcoming United in a stunning upset. United also lacked Cunha's creative impact from the left side of number 10 role in Ruben Amorim's tactical system, and the Red Devils were left chasing a 1-0 score line. Amorim has been dealt a major blow, with the 40-year-old Portuguese coach confirming that United star could miss the Crystal Palace clash. Yeah, I'll come to that. Ruben Amorim must avoid his Mason Mount mistake for Crystal Palace match after Matheus Cunha injury. That is what this Riaz guy is saying. Adnan Riaz, I remember him now. Matheus Cunha played a key part in helping Man United tick in attack, despite only scoring across 11 matches in all competitions. Despite only scoring one goal. Okay, once. United manager Ben Amorim will no doubt miss Cunha for the Premier League clash at Selhurst Park for the weekend's showdown against Crystal Palace. However, the former Sporting CP coach must now turn to Mason Mount to play the central role for him, and Amorim cannot repeat what he did against Everton. Okay, what did he do? Amorim shook up the tactics of the Toffees after Cunha and United striker Benjamin Sesko were ruled out of action, with Jacquet handed a rest start. Amad Diallo and Bryan Mbeumo were the number 10 roles behind Jacquet, who underwhelmed with his overall performance against Everton. Mason Mount came off the bench for Man United in the second half against 10-man Everton at Old Trafford and replaced the Red Devils defender Nuzair Mazraoui. Ruben Amorim made a major mistake with how he handled Mason Mount for the Everton club match at Old Trafford. How did he handle Mason Mount? Now, Mason Mount might have been able to play the entire second half, but the 26-year-old former Chelsea star struggled to exert his influence to turn the tide. However, the problem started with Mount not being the starting line. It's just an opinion piece, man. He has a point, and in my predicted starting lineup, I put Mason Mount there, and still in this new one, I put Mason Mount there as well. But where does that lie? Like, what are we doing? Like, is he playing a central role in regards to as a center forward or false nine. But for me, I think he should play as one of the 10s. So he should play as a left 10. And then you have Ama playing as a right wing back with Mbeumo challenging Tyreek Mitchell on the left side of Crystal Palace's defense. And then we have obviously Mason Mount playing on the left as a left 10, and then Xerxes. So I feel Xerxes should start again, and then Mason Mount and Mbeumo, and then the midfield is the same, and then work out the right and left wing back, and then the back three is still the same as well. ITN is saying our left side is trash. Diallo can't be asked to fill in there. He is most dangerous on the right. Amorim must push Bruno on the left, attack and play Mainoo. That sounds like a very, very, very unique way of looking at things. Maybe common sense. Play Mainoo as a central midfielder, give him a task, and then play Bruno. So when you play Bruno in the left hand, you play in the mid and play Casemiro as a defensive midfielder. That looks like a very good idea for a forward line. Now, yeah, it is what it is. Now, we will go to, which one should we go to first? Let's do the Angelo Stiller one first. So, this is on the ESPN website. Yeah, this is on the ESPN website. Angelo Stiller is mocked for his appearance and the taunter is fined. This happened on Wednesday, but this was posted today. A player has apologized and has been fined by his club for mocking the appearance of Angelo Stiller. He hasn't even come to Man United. He's already been mocked. And I understand what he was being mocked for. A player, okay, so Go Ahead Eagles punished their player Victor Edvardsen. Victor Edvardsen, after an incident with Stuttgart's Stiller in their match on Wednesday. His gesture towards Stiller prompted on an on-pitch furor between the two sets of players. And then this is what he came out to say: I want to apologize for my behavior yesterday. Edvardsen said on Thursday, things were said and done between us that do not belong on the football pitch. After the match, I went to the Stuttgart locker room to offer my apologies. I have a role as an example to others, and I must behave accordingly. The club from the Netherlands have fined Edvardsen 500. Is that 500 euros or 500,000 euros? 500 euros. That's $580. That's 438 pounds, which will go to the club's social branch. German club Stuttgart won 4-0 against Go Ahead Eagles in the Europa League. Stiller is among 7 midfield names considered by Manchester United. Yes. ITN is just so funny in the chat. Anyway, yeah, you guys can see it anyway, so it's fine. Stiller, yeah, someone. Now, Man United want to bolster the ranks in central midfield and have assessed Stiller among other options. Sources told ESPN. Stiller is a 24-year-old German midfielder who came through the youth ranks at Bayern Munich. That is interesting. I think I've read this before, but I just can't remember that I said it. Came through the youth ranks of Bayern Munich. Stiller is 24. He first caught the eye at Hoffenheim before moving to Stuttgart and has been capped 5 times in Germany. Wow. He's gaining valuable experience. He's gaining valuable experience. So, still on that Stiller news, Germany's star Angelo Stiller is a victim of bullying. That is where I'm coming from. Right, before we go there, ITN is saying, I mentioned it about Stiller weeks back. He's not an oil painting, but I don't care. He's on the pitch to play and not look sexy. Facts. 110% facts. Yeah. They talked about the so Angelo Stiller's bullying Germany star Angelo Stiller is a victim of bullying, rages Dutch legend, as opponent mocks Man United target who was born with cleft lip. We don't care. Before groveling apology from his own club. We don't care. You insulted him and say he has cleft lips, then you are sick in the head. But it is what it is. Yeah. Now, former Real Madrid and Netherlands midfielder Sneijder took aim at Everton after the game, speaking to Ziggo Sport. Ziggo Sport is the Dutch outlet. He said he needs to walk to Frankfurt's, is it Frankfurt's? Stuttgart. He said Frankfurt's dressing room. It's Stuttgart's dressing room right now and apologize, which he did. This is bullying. We know what bullying can lead to. We have seen examples in life. This is very serious. Gallagher should grab him by the ear and drag him to, not Frankfurt, to Stuttgart's dressing room. This is Daily Mail. Come on, guys. Children will see the behavior. The guy is not right in the head. Yeah, I said he's sick in the head. and Sneijder said he's not right in the head. I have to stop talking because I'm getting more and more angry. Yeah, you have to stop still holding yourself before you get really pissed. Anyway, it is what it is. Stiller is of interest to Man United. Man United want him, and I think he wants United. So why I brought this up is because I know in the Premier League, a lot of stupid things happen. Fans say some stupid things as well. So we as Man United fans, ahead of this guy coming to Manchester United, we should do everything possible to protect him. He's a 24-year-old player. He still looks young. He has a baby face. We should do everything to protect him if he comes to Man United. And I think he might come, right? I mean, I'll not be opposed to getting Stiller and the next player we're going to talk about now. And that is, walk with me. Walk with me. Ederson. Now, just a simple Google search. If you just say Man United linked with Ederson, we'll talk about him. Man United transfer news. Red Devils planning bargain January move for 26-year-old midfielder. And it sounds like the right kind of player that Man United might want to go for because it's 25, 26, maybe 24 to 26. So it's just coming up, you know, the ranks and stuff. Man United are reportedly preparing to reignite the interest for Atalanta midfielder Ederson ahead of January transfer window. The Brazilian international was linked with a move to the 20-time English champions over the summer, but the 26-year-old has remained at Atalanta and has featured on over 12 occasions for the Italian team this season. I think they just sacked their manager. Yeah, they sacked their manager. The manager is a former Southampton boss. He was sacked. He had an issue with a player, Ademola Lookman. And yeah, providing one assist, scoring one, so he scored one, provided one assist. Ederson's future is currently the subject of much debate, though as his contract is still due to expire in 2027, they'll want to let him go because in the summer of 2026 you have 1 year left and probably want to renew. Football agent Andre Curry recently said that the South American could potentially be available for as little as 30 million euros. Go for it. Due to the length of time left on his contract. Go for it. He's close to the end of his contract. They could even lower the price by half to between 30 million euros and 40 million euros. Yeah. I'll come to you, ITN. But he is a spectacular player with some of the best stats in Europe for his position, Curry said. Man United preparing to ignite interest according to Trivela. Ederson is close to leaving Atalanta, and Man United are regarded as the favorites for the midfielder with a deal potentially taking place in January. The report claims that talks between the two European clubs are set to reopen soon, having previously had discussions over the summer. It is understood that Man United have agreed a salary with Ederson during the recent transfer window, but Atalanta ultimately decided to keep hold of the Brazilian. There's said to be interest from other clubs, but the 20-time English champions are well placed ahead of January market and could be a bargain winter acquisition for Ruben Amorim's side. Now, with their opinion, this is according to Matt Law. Should Man United move for Ederson in January? Ederson made the move to Atalanta from Salernitana in 2022 and has represented the Italian side on 151 occasions, scoring 14 goals and registering 5 assists in the process. The midfielder has the perfect profile to start in Ruben Amorim's team. This is according to Matlaw's opinion, as he can cover the ground while the Brazilian is also excellent in possession of the ball. Ederson has the quality to be a star performer in the Premier League, and for 30 million, which is 26 million pounds, hearing that sound, 26 million pounds, that's absolutely cheap. He will be a real bargain for the 20-time English champions. Yeah. Now, ITN is saying Ederson is again a player I've seen boss games in midfield. I take him very fast. Yeah, I mean, I'll grab him with 2 arms right now. He's a good player. He's a good player. I've watched him in the Champions League particularly. He's a good player. Not against that one. That deal is one of the deals that you can make as the deal of the season. Now, while Man United are interested in him, there's rumors. And we're going to look at it. This is according to Carter White from Sports Mole. Man United transfer news. Red Devils joined by Barcelona in the race for Brazilian midfielder. Barcelona are reportedly interested in signing Atalanta midfielder and Manchester United transfer target Ederson. The Spanish Giants suffered a humbling night at West London on Tuesday, but the Blues were too physical and overpowered Barcelona, who played the majority of the contest with numerical disadvantage due to Ronald Araujo's sending off. According to Spanish outlet Fichajes, this guy again, Manchester United are set for some serious competition in the race for the services of Atalanta star Ederson. The report claims that Barcelona are keen to sign the 26-year-old who has been made a top priority ahead of 2026 transfer window. If we get him in January, nobody is going to. If you're looking at 2026, maybe 2026 summer, but in January, just get him now. It is understood that the Catalan Giants are looking to bolster their midfield with a physical option for head coach Hansi Flick to utilize. That being said, there are supposedly worries within the corridors of power at Barcelona that Ederson does not fit the club's DNA. Can't lie, he will fit in so good with the young Ibasa. ITN is saying he will fit in so good with the young Ibasa. But they have a lot of midfielders, young midfielders who are injured right now. And when they're back, where does he fit? But this report is saying that there's worries in the corridors of power at Barcelona that Ederson does not fit with the club's DNA. Flick's engine room is currently stacked with high number of technical players, including Frankie de Jong, Gavi, and Pedri, which I talked about. So if Hansi Flick is playing 4-3-3, then he has his 3 midfielders, Gavi, Pedri, and de Jong playing. So this will be perfect for Man United, and I'll tell you why. That if we get Ederson now, that is a very good transition from Casemiro to Ederson, based on Casemiro he just goes under the wings of Casemiro and then just builds up from there. Despite genuine question marks over his ability to compete in the Premier League, Casemiro remains a key part of Manchester United's midfield. Now, he's currently partnering Bruno Fernandes in one of the central roles in Ruben Amorim's 3-4-3 system. At age 33, Casemiro will not be around the Red Devils starting 11 for too long, right? Meaning that a move to sign a compatriot, Ederson, is a smart one from the English Giants. If Man United go for Ederson, and we go for, let's say we go for like cheaper midfielders. Let's say we go Ederson now, João Gomes now, like in January, and then in the summer we go for like Stiller, either Stiller, Baleba, Anderson. If they're too expensive, just go for Stiller, get that deal done, 3 midfielders locked. Then you also have Cristiano Rosco coming in, you have Sekou Kone also coming in, so you have like 5 midfielders locked. Then, I mean, if you play Ederson and João Gomes, you have a lot of pace and energy. Pace, because João Gomes is more of a central midfielder than a defensive midfielder. Then Ederson, he'd have played 6 months in the Premier League, understands the speed and the pace of the league, and then he just already takes it over from Casemiro. And then you can move on, you know, all of these 11 players I mentioned, move on like a couple, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then obviously deal with the brunt of it like down the line, because you've sold players and you've brought on a defensive midfielder to cover to cover and all of that. So that's pretty much my take. ITN is saying that Ederson needs to go to a famous club whoever, whether us or Barca. Yeah. He says Atalanta are building a building block club, and I'm sure he wants more. Yeah. The same thing they did to Ademola Lookman. Ademola Lookman could have gone to another club. He's 27 or 28. Could have gone to another club, but then they blocked his move, and then now he's here. He was struggling at first, but now he's doing well at Atalanta. So it is what it is. Pretty much straightforward with what we've been able to analyze with regards to the transfers. We talked about the full list of players that are going. We talked about why the rebuild is happening now. Obviously, we're trying to raise money to get players and stuff. We also talked about transfer targets in Elliot Anderson, Wharton, Baleba, Gomes, Stiller, Gallagher, now Ederson. We also talked about Vinicius Junior's 2026 contact. We talked about Karim Adeyemi, talked about Jacquet, Bouaddi, Gallagher, Bayindir, and more. I mean, we've been talking about transfers all through, yeah. We also talked about reports over Angelo Stiller and the bullying situation and how the player who bullied him was fined. Then we talked about Oliver Glasner's comments on Bryan Mbeumo and Man United players. I mean, the signings and the formation and everything. It's going to be a mad winter and summer window, but it's something we've been through all the players linked. Yeah, thank you so much, man. He says we've been through all the players linked. Well done. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you, ITM, for your support. So, yeah, it's going to be an interesting window. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. There's loads of players linked to Man United, but these are kind of like the major ones that are popping up in the social media space and all of that. We could go all day talking about it. And, yeah, it's one of those things. Yeah. They still keep talking about Elliot Anderson. Has now become Man United's top priority. This is like 6 hours ago. According to Laurie Whitwell. I don't know, guys. Elliot Anderson, Marinakis is saying it's 100 million. Elliot Anderson is hard. It's a hard deal to do, man. Like, Laurie, it's trending now. It's trending. Basically, oh, man. Then, this news, I saw the video, and I saw the picture, and I was pretty impressed. JJ Gabriel picture taking part in first team training. I mean, like, let me tell you why these guys they have to take part in first team training, and I'll tell you this for a fact. These players, amongst other young players, don't play until 4th of December. That's a whole long time. Like, that's till next week. So, they have to train. So first team training. So I mean, it makes the headline if it's JJ Gabriel or even like Shea Lacey took part in training yesterday. So it makes a headline if it's JJ Gabriel, Shea Lacey, or anything. Yeah. Indy Kyla with another stinker. I'm gonna say this, it's a stinker, but let's talk about it. Man United owners are hesitant to spend on the big mid. Yeah. So who do we believe? Nah, it doesn't make sense. We'll talk about it. I would like to know your thoughts. Who do we believe? Samuel Luckhurst, Laurie Whitwell, Simon Stone. They've come out to say Man United, this was yesterday, Man United are going to back Ruben Amorim for the new phase of the next phase of the rebuild. They're definitely going to back him with the midfielder in January. We already confirmed that. Then Indy Kyla comes out with a stinker and says Man United owners are hesitant to spend big on a midfielder in January, fearing that they will need to replace Ruben Amorim soon. That's a lie from the pit of hell. Now, Indy Kyla, this was 23 hours ago. Indy Kyla 23 hours ago says, exclusive, Ruben Amorim will be furious if Man United doesn't secure an elite midfielder in January, according to sources. What do we believe? The pressure is mounting. The doubts are creeping in. They've been on since the jury has been out on Ruben Amorim for most Man United fans. creeping in about whether he can last the season as a manager. The owners are hesitant to spend big, fearing that they might need to bring in a new manager soon. Without a top-tier midfielder, the team's performance will suffer and Amorim's position will become even more precarious. So you make the point, you talk about the owners being hesitant, and then you make another valid point again. So we need midfielders. New Manchester United are monitoring. This is new news, but we talked about it yesterday, and Centre Devils is posting it. Manchester United are monitoring the situation of 17-year-old Santos with a wonder kid, Robinho Junior. He is the son of Robinho. I didn't know that. Santos sources don't rule out a sale by the end of the year to help their financial situation. Multiple clubs are after him. Wow. Okay. Anyway, it is what it is. Now, Oliver Glasner is saying that Man United game is going to be a great test for them. It's also going to be a great test for us, just to wrap up the whole show. We will have a situation where Manchester United will be playing like a chess game in that Crystal Palace. It's like you see the formation as going to be a mirror of each other. 3-4-3, 3-4-3. Same position, same everything. So it's going to be a mirror. It will be interesting to see, because even if I talk about tactics on how to exploit Crystal Palace's even if I'm going to talk about how to exploit Crystal Palace's weakness, Crystal Palace will also try to exploit our weakness. If we say go over the fullbacks, it's the same thing they're going to want to do with us. So it will be very interesting. Now, this Lee EFC is an Everton fan on X. I think this is where we'll close it out. He said, and he's saying it because I agree with it. I've done a few videos about this whole Arne Slot situation, and he says the British media got Erik ten Hag sacked at Man United. The British media got Ange Postecoglou sacked at Spurs and Forest. The British media got Graham Potter sacked at West Ham. The same British media gives Arne Slot, this was 23 hours ago, gives Arne Slot an easy time at Liverpool. And that's thanks to Liverpool legends like Jamie Carragher. And yeah. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I mean, we will sit here all day and sleep all day. But thanks so much for watching. Thanks so much for liking, sharing, and subscribing to my Facebook, folks. I don't forget you guys. Thank you for your support. It's simple. Just simple stuff. Just like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell. If you like, share, and subscribe, it puts the video out there for people to watch and enjoy the conversations. If you subscribe or like or follow on Facebook, it still gives us the opportunity to reach out to more fans, so we can actually have decent, sensible conversations without actually losing our heads or probably like losing our minds. But yeah. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks so much for liking, sharing, and subscribing. I'll see you on the next one. Take care, goodbye, and God bless.